Shooting with a DSLR camera and ready to take your video blogs to the next level? Let's talk about upgrading to a prime lens. Hi there, internet fans. Ryan Perry, and today I want to talk about prime lenses and the two key ways that are really going to help out your video blogs, taking them to the next level. First, let's talk about what a prime lens is. Now, most of you, if you bought a kit camera, that is a DSLR such as the T5, the T6 by Canon, it came with a kit lens. This here is the kit lens that came with my T5. It's an 18 by 55, and I believe it's an f4.5. Now, you don't need to worry about the 1855 that just talks about how wide the camera can see and how telephoto, or how much it can zoom. That's the 18 to 55. What we're going to really focus on is that F number, that f4.5. And that F number is really important because on a prime lens is going to have a much lower F number. This is a 35 mil lens, and that means it doesn't zoom. It can only see 35. Stick it on your camera, whatever it sees is what it sees. In order to get your shot just right, you either have to move the camera forwards and backwards because you can't zoom, or you need to move your subject. However, with a low aperture value, that F number of, in this case, it goes down to f1.8. What that means is that it actually allows more light in, and that's important for two reasons. Number one is actual lighting. I don't have a lot of light in this office, and that's okay, because on my Canon f50 prime lens that I'm shooting with, I'm able to take my F number all the way down the 2. That means it lets a lot of light in, so I don't have to have big studio lights in order to have a good production value. Now, I do have to bump my ISO up to 400 in order to compensate, but the quality still comes out really good. The other thing it does is I brought in some demo stuff here because normally I just have my gray wall, and that is it blurs out the background. And you'll notice that, well, what you don't notice is that this is a gray wall. This isn't a backdrop or anything, and you don't see the texture in the wall. The lower the F number, the lower or shorter the focal length is of the lens. And what I mean by that is that as that F number decreases and gets smaller, the focal length, how much of your picture is in focus from front to back, is greatly minimized. As that F number increases, F5, F10, F15, it brings everything into focus. So if you're doing landscape photography or a video where you want to see everything in focus, then you would go with a higher F value such as F10, but it's going to let less light in, so you have to make sure that you have enough light. On the opposite end, as you bring that F number down, think about portraits, people that take pictures of couples outdoors, and how you get that blurry background, that dreamy effect. That is that lower F number, and that's why I brought in these props here, and you'll notice that they're out of focus. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bump the F value up in order to bring the background more in focus so you can get an idea of what I mean. Through the magic of video editing, here I am, and I'm still using the same lens. I made a couple of adjustments in the camera, though, to better reflect what you would see with a kit lens in the same conditions, the same lighting conditions, the same camera. The only thing that's different is I moved the F value from 2 all the way up to 5.6, and that's typically on the low end of this type of camera, is about where you're going to be. Well, there's two things you probably notice. One, I probably look a little grainy, and that's because I have to bump the ISO value of the camera up to 3200, and that lets the sensor on the camera let more light in. But when you do that, you get a lot of grain. It just doesn't look good. But secondly, the contents behind me, my props behind me, appear more in focus, and the reason is that F number, and that's really where a prime lens is going to give you a much better result on video. In fact, I don't like the way this looks, so let's switch back. Okay, this looks so much better. Now we're back at f2 and I'm able to drop the ISO on the camera down to 400. The quality is so much better. I'm not blinded by a bunch of studio lights. And again, I'm able to do that because of the prime lens. Okay, YouTubers, I want to know, what do you think? Are you ready to make the switch to the prime lens? And by the way, the 50mm that I have on my camera right now is a Canon lens that I bought on B&H for $125. So you're really not talking about a lot of money to take your production value to the next level. I'd love for you to share some love with me. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I would love to know what you think about this video. Do you think there's a better way than converting to a prime lens in order to boost your production value? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you felt it offered some value. And if you didn't, go ahead, give me a thumbs down. It's okay. All right, everybody. Hope you have a great day.